What's up, Scorpio? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general full moon tarot reading for the full moon coming up on November 27th. This full moon is going to be in Gemini, 4 degrees, 51 seconds Gemini. It's going to be at 4:16. That card wants to come. 4:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be in the 6th mansion of the moon. I'll put a picture of it up and you can read about it. It's really about making friendships, but also understanding the give and the taking thing, the good and the bad, the polarities, all that. But you can read about it. For Scorpio Ascendant, we're talking 7th or 8th house. So the moon is going to be opposite. It's going to be touching all 3 malefic planets, right? It's going to be touching Mars, Pluto, and Saturn. It's going to be touching Pluto in a trine, so it's not going to be as heavy, but it's still going to be, like natural manipulative communication for the aspect of power in a way. I mean, I say communication because it's in Gemini. It's going to be opposite. It's going to be touching Mars in an opposition. The Sun as well, but it's going to be touching the opposite Mars. So that planet rules, sex, competition, aggression, things like that, anger. And then it's going to be square Saturn. And Saturn is Satan. That's what Satan is based off of, is planet Saturn, because he's the great malefic. So it can be really intense energy. And like I said, for 7th or 8th house for Scorpio Ascendant. So if 7th or 8th house is Scorpio's house, so that's a house of sex. You could have real intense sexual feelings, but it could just be like a deep feelings, wanting to really get into the depths of things, probably of yourself and maybe of the way that you interact with others, like communicate or learn even. 7th house is the house of your spouse. So, it could be hot and heavy, but at the same time, it could be communication could be hot and heavy. So just be aware of those energies. It's only going to last, maybe the 27th, but you'll probably feel it a little bit on the 26th and the 28th as well. So it's a thing to be aware of. The energies will be intense and heavy at that time. And with it opposite the sun as well, it's the inside opposite the outside. You may want to bring those feelings out. That's what the sun does. So just be aware of that. That being said, the card that you got for the moon card was like, have faith in your dreams. That's a good card. So if you've been doubting anything that you've been working on, stick with it. The universe loves a stubborn heart, not willing to give up. And I would say that Scorpio is the sign of willpower, of not wanting to give up. Scorpio represents the will, which, you say, well, Jesse, what is a will? What is the will? I mean, that's like your just sheer force to accomplish something. It's a force within yourself that you will not give up to accomplish something. And Scorpio represents that. And power as well. That's why Scorpio also represents power. Because that's what Pluto represents, what Scorpio represents, what 8th house represents. So stick with it. And see what the cards have to say. Once we get to a stopping point, we'll as soon as we get like a rough shuffle or a card jump out, we'll stop there. For Scorpio here. Oh, right there. So I am too a Scorpio. I'm a very heavy Scorpio, but I'm also a very heavy Sagittarius. Like I'm basically half and half with a little outline. So I'll pay attention to this a little bit as well. But generally as the reader, it may not connect with me in the same way. And everyone that's the Scorpios that are watching this, some of you will be Ascendant, some of you will be Sun, some of you will be Moon. Some of you may just have Pluto and Scorpio. I have Pluto and Scorpio, and you may have a bunch of aspects on it. Or you may have a stellium in Scorpio. I have a stellium in Scorpio. I have like all this Scorpio stuff. But it could just make Scorpio very powerful in your chart. And, it's important to know that so you can know kind of what signs to watch. So because of that, some may be on this path, some may be on this path. Some may experience both. Some may have already experienced it. Some may experience it in the near future. Some may not experience it all. And if that's the case, then I say try to watch your other videos and see if any of those resonate. With that being said, the current situation looks like you're asking if you're going to have new money. It's like you're done worrying about you don't want to worry about money anymore. It's like can I finally get over the money and the worry? Am I going to be the boss at this new job, get this new money, or am I going to get a raise at work from my boss? That type of thing. Seems like some kind of question like that. And this is the time of year you want it, And this could also be you wanting to take control of your financial situation, right? You want to go from this, to the worry of money, to the big money. I'm with you on that. I can tell you that right now. And we'll get some clarifiers on all this. But it's saying have faith in your dreams. And if your dream is big money, you're going to have to stop focusing on the aspect that it may not happen, which is easier said than done. you got to just understand that it's gonna be accomplished in its own way. Set your intentions, take the actions. Don't worry about how or when it will approach or how it comes forth. It will. You just got to let it do its thing. Current path for some of you. Some of you feel chained. It could be to a relationship. I do see the Two of Cups here, so we'll see. It could be a financial aspect. Like if you're this Emperor represents somebody that's overbearing in your life, like a overbearing male figure, whether it be a family member, husband. I mean, with the Emperor, it's hard to say it could be female, but it can be. I mean, right? It could be like if you're a male and maybe you have an overbearing female companion in some way, family member, boss, something like that at work. You could be asking, you could feel chained to it. Could be at work for sure, but it also could be like a spouse or something that you feel chained to in some way. Right, and you're looking for balance. It looks like it's going to get balanced out though. I mean, with the Devil there and Justice, I think you're going to be okay. And then of course you got the King of Cups, which could be you, male or female, right? You could, I mean, maybe your spouse is a water sign, or your boss is a water sign, something like that. Could be something with court cases. It could be a divorce. And this is what you're worried about here is like, because you got to divvy everything up when you get divorced. Like who's going to get what? Not just money, but possessions, things like that. Ooh. I hate to read it like that, but it definitely can be. At least on this path. It really looks like it definitely could be a divorce for some of you. I mean, there's another path over here that's love, right? Yeah. I mean, it's hard to read that any other way. When you have the Devil there with Justice, it's feeling chained. It's like a relationship that you felt chained to that like you got to get out of now, right? You want to get back like this to where you're happy and emotionally happy and sitting there and being able to do what you want to do in the way that you want to do it. Because somebody could be somebody really controlling. Could be a job too. And like you're trying to sue for unemployment kind of thing. You're like trying to leave that job and you're like, you know what? I felt chained to that job. I've got to get out of it. And they're trying not to give me my unemployment. Even though maybe they terminated you unlawfully or wrongly, and they're not trying to give you your severance package or whatever. Could be retirement, something like that. And you're like, all right, got to take you to court. You know what I mean? I got to get my money. And we'll get some clarifiers on it to make sure. And that person could be like your boss or something. Could have been a water sign, or if it's a spouse, it could be a water sign. But most likely that's you, because I mean Scorpio is water sign. This other path though has something new in it. It's like new love in this path, like a new like passionate new beginning, because the Ace of Rods is like new passionate type energy. It's like running toward love. It's like, or maybe that you do separate from somebody and it's like, bam, I got this new passion, new person that I'm in love with. And you're just running toward them, or you're running toward love. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. You're just running toward love. It's like, give it here. I'm running toward the love. May name this reading "Running Toward Love," because it may be what it is, right? You may have to get away from this situation, whatever it is, to run to the love. If it's all together, for some of you it will be. Some of you could just be this path where you're separating from either a job or a person, or like a spouse. And this one is like, and then next thing you do, you back in the saddle. Boom. It could be, definitely be. And if that's what your dreams are, you want to separate. If your dream is like, hey, I'm done with this overbearing individual, whether it's like a boss at work, a family member, anything like that, spouse, and you're just like, I'm done. Like my wish is, my dream is to be free, to do things the way I want to do them and not be, controlled, because this is controlling energy, straight up. The advice is like, be prepared for battle, hold the high ground, you're going to win. But with that being said, you get with the Six of Pentacles there, you got the Five of Swords, just like, kicking butt. But you're going to have to, you might have to have some concessions or give and take in the situation. Whatever the situation is, you may have to have some kind of concession. That way you can move on. The Knight of Rods, it's moving forward, moving on to something that's more fulfilling to you. So you may have to make some kind of concession in it. If it's a court case or something like that, you're going to have to understand that you might have to give something. But be smart about it, right? Make sure that you come out on top, especially if you deserve it. And I imagine that you do, right? Make sure you come out on top. But you may have to make some concession right? In some way, to be able to move on in the way that you want. And like the overall energy, you know, was work. So for a lot of y'all, it's screaming work. So it could definitely be something at work. This path looks like love over here. It could be something that you love. Like if it's a new opportunity in work, it's something that you love. But the outcome's all good. The outcome is celebration, happiness. You got the Empress there. You got the Strength card. You got the Strength card, the Empress, and the Three of Cups. So like, you know, your strength's going to pay off. Stay strong. Accomplish what you want. Stick with your dreams. Stay working hard. You do have the power to manifest over the material realm. Right? You're not afraid of what's here. You make it yours. Use the Scorpionic will. You know, and then you got the Empress, so that's just abundance. Now, okay, it's new projects too, things like that. She represents pregnancy too, so if you're not trying to make a baby or get pregnant anyway, be careful with that. This is a celebration. You know, cups overflow, everybody having a good time. So it's probably what you're heading for, right? It's the holidays, celebration, everybody getting together and having a good time. Whoop, 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 whoop. Heartbreak card flew out. For some of y'all, you're separating from someone. It's a divorce. It could be ugly. Divorces are always going to be ugly, right? No doubt about it. Can't make this shit up. I mean, it's all synchronizing here for the things that I'm saying. So on the worry, you got failure. You got the Seven of Pentacles in this deck. It's called failure. So you're worried about money. You're in some way you're worried about that you won't be able to like get what you're owed out of the divorce or out of the separation or out of whatever you're getting away from this job. You know, and then you have sorrow on the Emperor. So the Emperor, whoever this overbearing individual in your life is a sorry piece of, no, I don't know, I have no idea. It's a sorrowful piece of, but, and then on the Ace of Pentacles, you got the Nine of Pentacles. So you're really trying to get to this aspect of it. And it looks like you're getting there. So you're coming out on top here because these three cards are here, there's no way you're not. Whatever you felt chained to, justice is going to serve you. Whatever, it doesn't necessarily have to be court, but justice is going to be on your side because you have justice and you have the King of Cups, and the King of Cups can represent Scorpio. So with that being said, if it is court, you're going to win. I mean, because it shows the, you know, King of Cups sitting there sitting pretty. You know, if it's a job, divorce, anything like that, you're going to win. Either way, justice is going to be served. Even if you don't have to go through the court aspect of it, justice is going to be served in your favor, right? Because they're the King of Cups is sitting, male or female, doesn't matter. It's still representing the water sign, and justice being on the justice being in between the water sign and the devil, what you felt chained to. So justice is coming in and breaking the water sign from those chains. So either way, justice is going to be served. So it's a good thing, very good thing. Yeah, it's the ending of a cycle. Yeah. You're going to have to burn it to the ground, and it sucks. So basically on the devil, right, you got what you felt chained to. You know, you're like, screw this. I'm moving away from this as fast as I can, like fire. Could be a lot of anger here, you know. And then on justice, it's like, you know, the end of a cycle. You had to burn it down. That's what the justice is it had to end. Had to be burnt to the ground so that you can rebuild. And then on the King of Cups, you got great strength. So you had to be strong to get through it. And anything like that, whether it's with a job, your money, you know, a relationship, you know, even with family, it can be really tough. And this time of year, you know, you're going to be around family. Like, come on, camera. There we go. So, yeah, I think tough times are about to end. It says, have faith in your dreams. Yeah, don't let this distract you from whatever your dreams are. Now, for a lot of you, it looks like your dreams are just to be happy again. Or to make more money and be happy. It looks like it's coming, for sure. Absolutely coming. Like I said, in the advice, it's saying, like, you might have to give a little bit. Like, you're going to have to, like, come to a conclusion that, like, both sides can live with, but you still need to make sure you're coming out on top. And, you know, you're the one holding three. Like, you're holding three swords, and the other two are laying on the beach. So you had to sacrifice whatever the other two swords are. But either way, they're leaving defeated. And you're like, thanks for the swords, gentlemen. That's a good thing. Have faith in them dreams, which is, you know, winning. Oop, right there. Scorpio it represents strategy. Make no mistake. I've mentioned it before. The major generals in World War II, all of them were Scorpios. Rommel, Montgomery, and Patton. All Scorpios. Can't make that up. It's because, and that's also why Veterans Day is held in November 11th, in the time of Scorpio. It's not for coincidence. Scorpio rules strategy. It is what it is. Mars is the soldier. Scorpio is the general, telling the soldier what to do. It's the truth. I promise. So you got on the ace of rods there, you have the hangman. So that's definitely some kind of new perspective. Like I said, running toward love. Running toward love. So you have a new perspective on love, new perspective on pleasure. I mean, do what's good for you, right? I think because you felt stuck in the love, like on the Two of Cups, you felt stuck in love. Like you didn't feel pleasure anymore. So you have a new perspective. You're like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to go get mine. I'm going to go get my pleasure. I'm done feeling stuck in love. New perspective. Heck yeah, man. That's good stuff. I mean, this is screaming like new freedom type thing. And like I said, with this, you're winning the swords. You have to give a little bit. You can abandon those swords on the beach, right? But so you can move forward. And you get 2 knights. They're moving forward quickly. Those are both the fastest moving knights. The sword is the fastest moving knight, but the next is definitely the wands. So this is going to be happening quickly. Wouldn't surprise me. I saw the eight of rods here. But either way, you got another knight of wands over here on the devil. So you're definitely moving on. No doubt about it. It's moving forward, moving on. That was almost it. Wasn't quite a tough enough shuffle there. Yeah, whatever you felt chained to, you're moving on from it. You can always... I mean, the devil can represent a lot of things that we can be chained to, like addiction, anything like that. But whatever it is, you're moving on. It can be a person, of course, like that you felt stuck to or chained to, a job, any of that stuff. Just a way of thinking, like a negative mindset, right? Or wanting to give up on your dreams type of thing. Feeling chained. Okay, we want to stop there. Got the tower, sudden change. Yep. Yeah, and this is in the advice, right? So it's like, yeah, it's going to be coming down. You had to burn it to the ground to get away from it. No doubt about that. And the aspect of giving, like you might have to give something up. It sucks, and you're going to feel like it's futile, and you shouldn't have to, but you're going to have to make some kind of concession because people won't agree to things if you don't make some kind of concession. You know what I mean? They're like, I feel like I'm doing all the giving, right? And then I'm not getting anything out of it. And even if they don't deserve anything, right? You still kind of need to be like, okay, well, I'll bend here a little bit so that we can just get this done and make this deal. It's the art of negotiation. And then, moving forward, you've had to work your butt off. And you're going to have to work your butt off when you get on the other side of it, but it's going to be worth it. 100% worth it. Because, look, you got Strength, the Empress, and the Three of Cups. That's wonderful. That's like such happy, beautiful, wonderful, loving, emotional, abundant energy. Like, you can't even beat it. She's got the sign of Venus on her little heart under her throne. It's beautiful, man. I say man as a term of endearment. I'm not calling, if you're female, I don't mean to call you man. It's just how I talk. It's a term of endearment. How I'd speak to anyone that is my friend. Male or female. I do it all the time. I do it to my wife sometimes. She's like, what the heck? Actually, she don't even care. She's used to it. Just term of endearment. But I call her all kinds of things. But a bunch of pet names. Come on. Scorpio's outcome here. Let's see what we got. We already know it's good. And with those cards, it can't be bad. And with the little cards, they're just going to... It doesn't want to go anymore. High Priestess. Oh, yeah. So on the Strength card, you got the High Priestess. You're going to be guided through this. You may be getting intuition through you. It's probably what put you on this path, the idea of deciding to do this. This camera. I think a new camera. This is killing me. But I can still focus on these for now. And then on the Empress, you have power. So Scorpio represents power. So you're going to feel empowered for sure. Whatever this Empress situation is, this new beginning that you got coming on, you're going to feel powerful. On the Three of Cups, boom, celebration with that big money. So you may be winning some big money in this. Like, you may stand to gain a lot of money out of this. If it's like something with a job, they may, for some reason, they may owe you a lot of money. You find out, or some way. It could be a lawsuit in some way that somebody owes you a lot of money. Could be divorce, like I said, owes you a lot of money. I mean, you get your portion out of it, and it's just like a whole new beginning. And it could just be like your dream is just to be really wealthy. You don't want to be chained to a job anymore, right? You want justice to be served. You're done worrying. You don't want to worry anymore. You want your freedom. You want your financial freedom to be able to do what you want because you feel like you deserve it, and you do deserve it, right? We all are worthy. We just have to actually know it, feel it, think it, believe it, live it. Easier said than done. Easy to say, right? It's conceptual. It's like, oh, that makes sense, but actually doing it, so much stimulus coming from all different directions, so much influence. You have influence too. Don't be a product of your environment. Make your environment a product of you. Learn. You gotta come from being lunar, which is, the inner, when you're turned inwardly and you're unconscious and you're just projecting and reflecting instead of like actually being solar, which is understanding this mechanism so well and knowing it so well that you can teach others and give out life, true solar giving like the sun does, the Son of God. Anyway, I'm rambling. That being said, Scorpio, this is a cool reading. As a Scorpio, I'm grateful to see it as well. With that being said, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. You don't have to if you don't want to. The algorithm doesn't seem to like me much anyway, but I would appreciate it. But with that being said, I'm grateful for the view, and happy holidays, and I hope to see you here again.